Hi, Barry Foster here, and welcome back to A-League to the UK. This is episode number 20 of the Newcastle Jets save, starting off in the Australian A-League. And the whole point of this save is just to see whether, if we start off managing a side in the Australian A-League, can we end up managing a team, being offered a managerial spot somewhere in the United Kingdom. But anyway, let's get on with the season. This is season number 2 that we're in, and since our last video, we've played 3 more matches in the A-League. We've had a win and 2 defeats, so not a great time. The first match was away to Melbourne Victory, where we had a very good 2-1 victory with Stamatelopoulos and Mark Sykes scoring the goals. We then came home and played Melbourne City, and they beat us 1-0, so that was pretty disappointing. And then we went away to Sydney FC, and they beat us 2-0 away from home, so 2 not very good results at all. But we played 19 games in the league to date, and we're sitting on top, which is not a bad position to be in, with 40 points. 4 points ahead of Western Sydney Wanderers on 36, Sydney FC on 35, and Brisbane Roar on 31. But today we have another match in the Asian Champions League. We're in Group H, and we're away to Buriram United, a Thai team, and we've got to travel to Thailand to play that particular game. And if we have a look at the group at this stage, Buriram doing very well, played 3, won all 3, sitting on 9 points. The Jets coming second on 6, Sakai FC on 3, and April 25 from North Korea yet to get any points. So that's going to be the game today, Buriram United. I think it's going to be a pretty tough assignment up there because they're not a bad side at all. So let's go and play those wily Thais. Okay, so here's our starting lineup for today's game. Woods in goal, O'Toole, Ansell, Donachie and Galloway across our back line. Wilson sitting behind Bremer and Sykes in midfield. Yule on the left, Miller on the right, and Stamatelopoulos will lead our attacking line. And on the bench we'll have Jack Duncan, Harry Clark, who's coming back from injury. That's a good sign. Ben Kantarovsky, Jacob Mellon, Angus Thurgate, Ryan Goodhue and Aspro Podomitis also sitting on the bench. Unfortunately, Costa Petratos and Tate Yengi still out injured, which is a bit of a blow. And as you can see, a lot of unregistered players for this particular competition in Asia, which was my mistake. I'll have to learn from that for the future, but we'll submit this team. We'll go straight to the match. And there we have it. Brandon O'Neill for Buriram United, an Australian player, used to play for Sydney FC. I think only recently he signed for his home team of Perth Glory in the A-League, but he's quite a good midfielder, so we're probably going to have to keep an eye on him. And in the dressing room, well, Jerry Payton reckons let's show the world what this team is all about, shall we? Well, I don't know. I think I don't think I really particularly like that particular team talk. But I think we'll go for this one. We've got to do better. And Jerry can do the old team talk as usual. And wow, quite a spectacular stadium for Thailand, but I must admit I'm not really familiar with their footballing facilities up there, but it seems to be quite an impressive ground. So this will be an important game for both sides, because Buriram would want to get another victory and move on to 12 points, but we really would like to draw level, because from memory I think only the top team from the group will progress to the next stage. And this is the Jets playing in their all-white strip for this particular match, and Buriram in their traditional blue shorts, blue shirts. And this is a good ball out to O'Toole, and he gets his cross in. That's headed away. Now Galloway, well, end of our highlight. And we are using a different skin. I forgot to mention that. This is a TCS skin from memory. And I downloaded it from the FM Scout website. And I must admit, I think it's quite impressive. Quite impressive skin compared to the standard. And there we have a goal for the home side. Let's have another look at that, because that seemed to be a free header. And I thought the player was going to head the ball away. So a free header. Well, I think he almost looks as though the Newcastle player put it into his own net, but I think it is a goal credited to the Thai player. So not a great start by the Jets. But as I was saying, this is a TCS skin that I'm using, and I've been quite impressed with it so far, although we'll have to maybe fix up some of those boxes that come up when we've got a highlight. But not much action happening, which is a bit of a shame. No shots yet from the Jets, but here we have a corner. Brimmer, he'll deliver it, and that's headed away, but only as far as Yule. Now Yule tried his cross, and this is O'Toole putting it wide. But the form with the Jets in recent matches has been a little bit scratchy. I'm slightly concerned about how we're playing. We're not playing terribly bad, but I think we could be playing a lot better. But I think I'll call out a bit of encouragement here for the boys. Bit of a tight match. Only 2 shots in the whole match. Well, now 3. We've had plenty of possession. And 4 corners to 3. But we're certainly not getting any highlights. And some of our players are struggling a little bit out there. Maybe it's the humidity. Thailand's a pretty humid place, even at night. Anyway, this is Buriram with the ball. They seem to be able to hold possession quite well. Some good passing. Bit of a reckless tackle went in there. Got to be a little bit careful not to give away free kicks in that position. But this is O'Neill, the former Sydney FC player. Good pass. And here comes the cross. That's a header straight at Woods. And I must admit, Woods has done very well between the sticks for the Jets. We signed him from the UK at the beginning of the season, and I think he's played pretty well for us in goal. He's kept Jack Duncan on the bench for most of the season to date. But anyway, this is Miller now, losing possession rather disappointedly. So Buriram, they're back in possession. This will be well. I was going to say this is going to be a shot at goal, and it was, and it ended up being a goal. I don't know what Woods was doing in typical fashion. I was just giving him a good rap, and he seemed to be frozen there. He didn't make much of an effort to get down and save that shot, and was delivered well out of the box. Yeah, he's okay. Delayed reactions by the keeper, so that is quite disappointing. And we're fast approaching half-time, and it hasn't been a very good opening 45 minutes for Newcastle at all. So I think I'll have to probably say a few stern words, I think, to the boys at half-time, see if we can change things for the second half. But I think this is going to be 2-0 at half-time. I mean, not a great deal in it when you look at the stats. Not a great deal in it at all. We've had better XG, same number of shots, but their performance, their average rating is so far ahead of ours. It's not funny, but at 2-0, I think I'll thrash the old arms around and tell them I'm not very pleased at all, and see whether that sparks them into life in the second half. And we'll keep our eye on some of the players. Stamatolopoulos not having a good first half, which is really quite unusual for him, because he is our leading goal scorer. And even Ansell's struggling a little bit in central defence, but this is Buriram with possession, and their cross is blocked. quite impressed with this stadium. Very impressive. But on our bench, we do have some decent players we can bring on. We'll just have to give the boys a little bit more time as we wait for our next highlight. Here we are, a good 10 minutes into the second half. No one's had a shot in the second half, and possession is now 50-50. I think we'll demand more from the boys because we've got to somehow get 2 goals back. But Stamatolopoulos is really struggling in our attacking line now at 6.2, and I think that's going to be it for him. We're going to have to substitute him, get somebody on who can maybe pose a threat up front, and I think the player to do that, we're going to put Yule there. Yule can play, maybe not so much as a poacher. I think we'll play him as an advanced forward, and out on that left-hand position, Fergate. Yep, Fergate's going to have to go there. He can fill that role, so we'll make that change at the moment. I think we'll just keep an eye on Nick Ansell, not doing well. In fact, we'll change Ansell now. I think we'll bring on Harry Clark, who has been out injured, and Clark was doing so well for us before his injury. He is a lone player from Arsenal from memory. He's done very well in our defence, but we just need someone to spark a bit of action for us on the field. And Miller is now injured on the right, which is not good at all. Hampered by injury, potential foot injury. Well, that's the last thing we really needed. Who can I put out there? Mr. Sykes? Yep, he's going to have to go out there. Not ideal. And I think we'll have to bring on Goodhue. He's only 21. He's going to have to go there and be the advanced playmaker. Not ideal substitutions, but anyway, I'm not going to leave a player out injured on the park because that tends to just exacerbate the injury. But I think we'll call out some encouragement to the boys. We're coming up to 75 minutes. And it's been a pretty dull, I think, certainly dull second 45 minutes. But overall, not a very exciting game of football. I guess if you're a fan of Buriram, you'd think it was wonderful. But only 7 shots for the Jets and 4 for the home side. And I think we'll just try and play some attacking football. Can we at least pull 1 goal black? I don't think we're going to get even a highlight, which is disappointing. Very disappointing. Look at that, 8 shots to 4 for the Jets. Much better XG when we're trailing 2-0. Not too many players have performed well for us tonight. It's been a most disappointing trip to Thailand. And this might be the last piece of action in the game with Buriram in possession, and that's it, 2-0 to the home side. So that's a really good victory for Buriram United. 2 goals to 0, and they've got plenty of players there, as you can see, who have got very good ratings for the match, and we've only really got Jack Brimmer with a rating of 7 for us, and overall an average rating of 6.49. So that's another disappointing 90 minutes by the Newcastle Jets. So our poor run of form continues, which I think is most disappointing. And I think I'll let Jerry do the old tunnel interview. But as you can see from that table, Buriram now on 12 points. We're still on 6, but with Sakai FC, because Sakai FC beat April 25 2-0, which I think was probably expected. I don't think April 25 are a very good side from North Korea. So Buriram in very good position, 6 points clear of us and Sakai. So Buriram United profit from wasteful Jets. Well, yes, I don't think you could really argue with that. And Matthew Miller injured, luckily just for one day, so that is a bit of luck, a little bit of good news for the Newcastle Jets. So another disappointing game of football. And let's look at the schedule. We've got Perth Glory and Western United both at home coming up next, and then we're away to Sakai FC in Group H of the Champions League. So what I think I'll do, we'll play Perth and Western United off camera, and then we'll come back, or not off camera, but offline, and then we'll come back for Sakai FC, because that's going to be a very crucial game. We really need to pick up 3 points there if we are to have any chance of progressing from Group H. And I think, from memory, if we try and have a look at the rules from this game, yes, it's only first that go through to the second round, as you can see. So coming second is no good at all. The best 3 teams from the rest in Groups A to Group E qualify for the second round. The best 3 teams from the rest in Groups F to J qualify for the second round. So I guess there could be a chance there that if we are one of the best teams finishing in a group, we might get through to the second round. But I really would like to get first position to make sure that's a done deal for sure. Anyway, that's the video for today. Newcastle Jets going up to Thailand and coming away with absolutely nothing, a 2-0 defeat. Until next time, I'm Barry Foster, and it's goodbye from me.